Good morning, everybody. I'm Robert Scheer, and this is your 6 AM Wake Up. In treatment, we talked about step 8 a lot, and the lecture was usually given by a priest, or the discussion was given by a priest, which makes a lot of sense because priests hear confessions, right? So let me read to you step 8. It says, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Simple, right? Easy? Not at all. Step 8 is extremely powerful. It's also very fear-provoking. And I think the reason for that is people are essentially self-centered, self-consumed. They're focused on self-preservation. So when they think about the harm they have caused, they oftentimes sugarcoat it or think of it in vague ways. When it says that we made a list is specific. You have to be honest and accountable. You can't just say, oh, I made mistakes. You actually have to write down the names of the people that you hurt in step 8. You have to write down exactly what it was that you did. And perhaps most importantly, you have to write down how they were hurt by your actions or words. This list will often reveal recurring lousy behaviors. Things like emotional unavailability, dishonesty, irresponsible. We are so used to giving an apology where it goes like this. Hey, I'm really sorry for what I did, but, and then the but becomes what they did to you. In other words, you did something bad because they caused it, or there was some external thing that caused it. Stress, your wife, your boss. Doing an 8th step correctly requires that you strip away those excuses and face your poor behavior and what it caused. Let me give you a couple real-world examples, real-world personal examples when I was doing my 8th step. I started to realize that when I missed things, I wasn't present, and that wasn't just harming me, and it wasn't just physically not being there, it was emotionally not being there, but it was harming those around me. I recall the looks on my kids' faces when they would be excited about something. They'd come running in to tell me, or there was some event that I was attending, and they'd look over, and what was I doing? I wasn't even paying attention. I was scrolling, I was answering an email. And today, actually, if you're a casual observer, look around. You'll see this going on all the time. You'll see the look in children's eyes when they realize that their parents aren't paying attention. And here's the really sad thing. After a while, they no longer have that look in their eyes. They get used to the fact that their parents aren't paying attention. So during my 8th step, I became aware of all the times that I hadn't shown up, even if I was physically present. A couple other things that I learned in my 8th step about myself. I caused worry. I never gave it much thought. It was on me, right? I was the one that was at risk. But I wasn't reliable. People didn't know where I was. And I can think about my mom staying up late, worrying, was I in an accident? Was I safe? I never even thought about that worry. The other thing that I recall when I did my 8th step is that I took it for granted that people would cover for me. Friends, family, business associates. If I didn't make it to an appointment, my colleagues had to lie and make up some excuse why I wasn't there. So the whole part of this initial list that we're talking about in the very first part of step 8, it strips away all of the vagueness. It makes you focus on what you actually did and strips away the rationalizations and denial and focus on the harm you actually did. Lots more to come on step 8. Thanks for listening to my thoughts for the day.